What's happening? How are we? We are going to be trading gold and the US30 tonight, and I am looking forward to a great session here tonight. And yeah, let's get underway. So let's have a look at what we're working with today. Just trying to get this stream looking good, and looking forward to making some beautiful trades. All right, so let me just sort this out here. Okay. Just 1 second there, just testing. Alrighties, let's go. So, what is this channel about? What is this stream about? I am going to be providing you guys with coaching, live coaching. I'm not just going to be flexing trades and money. I'm going to be giving you genuine, authentic education where you learn how to trade in a methodical and logical, pragmatic fashion to make money from either a prop firm account or from your own trading account. Okay, we don't need to be we can either trade prop firm accounts or we can trade our own money, and we can trade our own money in the same way. We can trade a $200,000 account. We can also trade a $20,000 account. All right, so I have been coaching for 2 years now. I've been trading for 10. I've been profitable for 2. And it has been a very long journey. I lost everything back in 2014, learned to code, got back on top of my finances, and then when I worked out on yachts to try and earn as much money as I could to get back into the game of trading, refusing to give up. And here we are with a strategy that I've devised completely by myself. We're not using smart money concepts. We're using ICT. We're using a strategy that hedge funds use called mean reversion, and we either trade a flat mean reversion strategy, or we also trade hang on, let me just get this camera right, or we trade mean reversion in flow with price action, and we try and go with the flow of price action always. Okay. That being said, a lot of the time the market is in a mean reversion state. Touching on what I said before, we're going to be trading gold from 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, covering any red folder news, and then we will be covering US30 at 9:30 a.m. ET. Okay, an hour on each. See if there's a setup. I'm going to be only waiting for the most, the highest probability setups to trade, and I'm going to be taking you through the whole process of taking that trade, position sizing. I do use automation that I have created myself, and the automation helps with taking away all of the legwork regarding position sizing, stop loss, take profit, risk management, entry, exit, all of that. And what we need to do is determine the pattern and where the trade is going to be. So probably something very different to what you've been seeing live before. It is a unique strategy. It is simple. Our emphasis is on psychology and how to think in the moment when you're trading. So that's the most important thing in trading. Anybody who's been in the game for a while will understand that psychology is this game. Okay, it is about being able to concentrate on and stick to the plan, and not allow our natural programming to work against us, and that's easier said than done. But I like to trade for as least time as possible and focus on one setup. I believe that we have maybe 10-15 minutes of available working memory to be able to hold in our minds a pattern that we want to trade, just for the average trader out there to be able to hold the idea before other elements come into play where we start to lose focus and we can revert to trading in a more impulsive manner. So our aim is to work around our psychology, eliminate times when we will be trading in a negative way, and stick to the plan. So that's what you're going to be learning here. I'm really excited to be teaching on this live stream all the work that all the experience that I've gathered over the years to get to this point where I can actually show you how to trade profitably and peacefully. Our channel is called Mindful Scalping for a reason, because I want you to be mindful, and I don't want this to cause you any anguish. I believe that trading can be something that is done in a calm and collected manner, and I believe it should be done in a calm and collected manner. That doesn't mean you can't have fun doing it, but trading is about patience, so we want to wait for the best setups and whatnot. I will be covering Bitcoin analysis, British pound analysis, and then trading gold and US30 live on a lower time frame. I'll just cover high time frame analysis on Bitcoin and pound. My trading team trades pound during the London session, and then my US team trades gold and US30 during the US session. We do have a private trading group where you can learn all of this, but we're now giving all this information out for free to a wider audience, okay? And looking forward to sharing it, and seeing how we can share this information as effectively as possible. We can't. This strategy is allowed on all prop firms. It's a very high win rate strategy, and again, it's simple but not easy. It's about managing the mind, okay, and being patient, and I'm here to do that with you. So with that being said, let's take a look at the news, okay? News catalysts are something that are really important. We want to stay on top of that. We don't want to really trade too much around major news with this strategy. We want to avoid it, or at least know when it's occurring. And we can see here at 8:30 p.m. we have the Empire State Manufacturing Index for the USD. Okay, that is red folder news. Okay, red folder news. I just want to make sure that the settings are correct here. Here's our filter. I just only want to be seeing pound and USD news. Okay, and so we have Empire State Manufacturing at 8:30 a.m. So that's in 7 minutes time. Sorry for the PM here. I do need to change the time zone. I'm in Thailand at the moment. Where are we? Eastern time. Okay, 8:30 a.m. Empire State Manufacturing Index, red folder news. Okay, so 8:30 a.m. we've got that coming out in 7 minutes. I'm going to quickly look at Bitcoin, which is we're in a bull run at the moment, so I want to be aware across that. You can see we're looking at the daily chart right now. I've got a simple multiple moving average on the chart that gives me a clear indication of strength, direction of trend, and strength of trend direction. And we can see here that we're pushing to the upside. We're at 44,000 right now on Bitcoin. Push to a high of 50, reaching this area of supply. I use supply and demand zones only, and simple channel charting for daily charts. Sorry about that, battling a bit of a throat cold at the moment, but that'll clear up soon. So we have supply, major supply here in Bitcoin at 50,000 USD, okay, and major demand here sitting around this area of 37,000, 40,000. That's the area we're working at the moment, okay. Between here, it's that simple. Working between this area, it's going to bounce off 40,000 and maybe go back up to 50, okay, and until it breaks this area of demand here, demand being a block of orders, okay, there's a lot of orders here that act as a floor. If it breaks below that, it'll move down to 35 and bounce back up to 40 and either hold out as a ceiling or go through back up to 50 and continue to the upside. So basic price action, and we're going to cover how that works on everything at the moment. But at the moment, you know, we're bouncing between these two floors here. We're still bullish, okay. Look closer at Bitcoin on the daily. We can see that this is quite a big sell-off here. We're going to be imbalanced candle. Okay, bearish imbalanced candle here on Bitcoin. A kangaroo tail at the top here. Okay, and this describes selling pressure that's occurred after eating into supply liquidity at the top. Now, what does this mean? It means that we're going to be sitting between this level here, okay, and unless we have a break beneath this area here. If we break beneath this area here, could be bearish on the interim, okay, but still at the moment we can see very clearly that Bitcoin is in a strong uptrend. There's a strong uptrend here, okay, that's expanding, right, and yeah, still bullish, okay, bullish on the daily, and we've been bullish on the daily since the 7th of November 2022, so Bitcoin has been bullish since, sorry, the 15th of November 2022, so it's in a bull run and it's continuing to the upside. British pound, okay, something we trade during London, kind of capping out here. I did take shift currencies from British pound over to the US dollar the other day just to capitalize on some of this profit we have here, because we are selling off from a high of 128, okay, on British pound here, okay, at a high of 132, 131 back here in July 2023, and hovering in this area here, still bullish on British pound, okay, weaker USD, and bullish on the interim on British pound, okay, bullish uptrend on the daily. Okay, that's enough for the analysis of Bitcoin and British pound. We are bullish on British pound and bullish on Bitcoin at the moment. If you want to buy into Bitcoin, I would wait for it to pull back to 40, or even for a better buy if it pulls back to something down here, right, around 35. If Bitcoin comes down to 35, you know, I would load up and you know, ride that up to the next peak that it goes to. You know, considering I believe it's going to probably go back to 60 and then sell off. Okay, and we're going to target this area here, 66,000. Okay, let's have a look at gold. Okay, 3 minutes until red folder news. Empire State Manufacturing Indexes in 3 minutes at 8:30 a.m. ET. Now we have gold hitting a ceiling here, all-time highs, 2081. Okay, our supply zone, 2081. We had a massive push through in December through gold, where gold hit all-time highs of 2,150, this zone here, and we're pushing against the roof here. We want to go, okay, but I'm not going to rely on that. Okay, we can look at how bullish gold is on the daily time frame here. Very bullish, okay, but we don't know when it's going to break through and penetrate this area. It's going to work this zone until eventually it breaks out. I'm not going to try and predict that. Don't buy long-term gold right now at the top, okay? Do not. We want to wait for gold to come back down here. If you're buying gold long-term, we want to wait for it to come back down here, okay? This is the zone here. But looking at the look at the daily, we're having a bit of a sell-off and here at the supply zone. Now I'm going to go down to the lower time frame for this news release and see if we can find an area to take a trade on, and we'll cover US30 at 9:30 a.m. when the market opens. But right now we're looking at gold. Okay, 1 hour gold. uptrend, bullish uptrend. How do we know this? You can see that we have this very simple channel working at the moment, and this pattern like this, okay? Bullish pattern to the upside, selling off, rejecting the central column here for this uptrend, coming back down towards supply, right, at 2,000 at the moment. Is gold going to make it down to 2,000 by the looks of it? At the moment, yes, it is. And on the hourly chart, coming to this news, it's quite late here in Thailand. I'm still getting used to the opposite time zone. But late in the day here, sorry, late coming into the open here, we are pushing down to the downside. On the hourly, we're in a very bullish flow. Okay, I'm going to be coaching you through gold's price action so you can make an informed decision while you're trading and look for trade setups. On the 10-minute time frame here, as news comes out, it's 8:30 a.m. now. We have Empire Manufacturing coming out right now as we speak. The actual was minus 43.7. The forecast was minus 4.9. Okay, so you can see here the actual greater than forecast is good for the currency, so good for USD, and less than is not good for USD. We'll see what the residual outcome is here. That should mean that gold would be pushing to the upside against the currency, and USD would be pushing down, because we are, if this price chart goes to the upside, that means that gold is appreciating in value and USD is pushing down. We can see here the way we trade is very simple. It's a 10-minute time frame. Okay, I've got something called the river. This is custom built to the gold, and it trades mean reversion. I'm sure you can see the pattern while you look at it here. We use our central multiple moving average to give us a direction and a strength of direction. We can see the multiple moving average at the moment has been in an uptrend, so we had a shift to the upside on Thursday last week. I'm just got a bit of a throat cold at the moment, but giving you good value right now. So please excuse me here on day one of our new stream. You can see the price is exactly in the spot that we want. Okay, and we always wait for price to get back to the bottom of the bands. You can see there's a pattern here. Generally, if you buy at the bottom of the bands, you make money. If you sell at the top, you make money. Okay, and you have to be able to read which direction price is going in. The stronger we have an uptrend, we'll get that from our river direction and our moving average, and see we're in a downtrend here, uptrend here, and we're mean reverting overall. That means traversing the riverbank. Right now, we're coming into a beautiful trade setup here on gold. Right, sitting in this area here. This is what I call a demand zone on the 10-minute time frame. Okay, a floor of orders sitting through here. And we can see there's rejection points. Okay, we're selling off. We have our lowest area of demand down here at 2010. Okay, and we have our interim area of demand here, 2030. Okay, this is a strong area where price is coming into now, in line with our volatility. And we're looking for a trade, something along the lines of this. Okay, now I'm going to be providing you with very calm and collected trading advice and coaching. I'm currently not trading my accounts live, so I can provide a very, very clean analysis without becoming distracted myself. I was previously trading an FTMO, a Nova, and a real money funded account. I'm, for now, at least for the next month, going to be focusing on purely price action and giving you beautiful setups that we can see play out here. Okay, 8:33 a.m., 3 minutes after red folding news, we can see that we're in this zone. Now, I do not look at the 10-minute for the setup, and then we look at the 3-minute time frame, or 1-minute time frame. I bounce between 3-minute and 1 minute for the actual trade entry using automation. We can see here that we've already had a beautiful setup take place on the 1-minute time frame. Okay, something that we've just missed, but it happened as news passed. Okay, here at 15:30, which is 8:30 a.m. ET, I use a parabolic SAR, and as it switches, we can get in for a scalp. And so we're in this position here. This is the type of trade that I'm looking for. Okay, something like this. We have missed this now because I was looking at the 10-minute time frame. But I want to show you how we take these trades, how we look for these trades, okay? My stop loss is a 1-to-1. I look for a 1-to-1 trade. Sometimes I have a bigger stop loss, just a little bit further out. But a 1-to-1 is a good risk-reward ratio, okay? And we can see, yes, this is in hindsight, this one. We'll be catching other ones not in hindsight. Right now, it's running away from us to the upside. But the beautiful pattern that we've seen here is that we've come into a low, right? Come into a low, come into a low area at the bottom of the riverbank during the open. Okay, the open has taken place at 8:30 a.m. and we have pushed to the upside. So a very easy pattern to signal to trade during an open is when it flips from here to here with the parabolic XAUs. We're flipping to the upside and we're taking this movement, and because during the open we generally will get a stronger movement, we can rely on the movement being sizable enough to see our trade out. And we're just working supply and demand zones on the 1 minute time frame. Also on the 3 minute time frame, we're looking at them, but we can see on the 1 minute we're able to get these scalps in nice and clean because we switch over here early. Okay, so yes, this is one that we've missed, but I am rolling here live on the first live stream that I'm doing, showing the strategy and basically working you through and coaching you live on how to take these, and we will be in front of these trades moving forward. As soon as that trade is clicked in and is pushing to the upside, you can bring the trade to break even. Okay, lock in the profit. That's what we want to do immediately. We want to take our profit into break even. All right, stop loss to break even, so that's a risk-free trade, and then we let it run to the upside. And then comes the art of taking profit, not being too greedy, not closing too early. But something like this 1-to-1 trade here is really perfect, and I wouldn't want to hang on to this past this area of supply at the moment, because there's a high likelihood that this is going to sell off in this area and come back either down to the downside like this, or at least pull back for a little bit down to this area here before pushing back to the upside. Now, it may just continue pushing through because we're in an open right now, but these are the outcomes that are possible. And we want to forecast as many outcomes as possible so that when we are trading, instead of hanging on to the singular idea of, oh, this is going to go all the way up here, where's our next supply zone? Price is going to come all the way back up here to the top of the riverbank. Yes, it may very well do that, but it might take 2 or 3 hours to get there, right? Why is that our trade setup? Okay, obviously we have our next area of supply in this area here where the order block is. Okay, now the chance that this goes straight from here all the way up here is not that likely. It can happen, but it's not that likely. When we act from a greedy place or a illusionary place of thinking, we would think that this would just moon straight to the upside here without any pullback. And if that's the case, if that happens, it's actually detrimental to our mentality and our psychology if that happens, and we think that that's going to happen all the time, because price action doesn't work like that. Price action will meander, sometimes do this before going back up there. Okay, we can never really tell what path it's going to take to get there. It may eventually get there. From the perspective of scalping and taking trades and locking in profit, this is a very beautiful trade where you can lock in here, take that 1-to-1 trade that we're in, and then wait for another setup. At the moment, there's no way I would enter long in this area here to take this trade up through here. Even if it is to move through, it's low probability. Okay, so that's the trade that did take place at 8:30 a.m. We have missed that in terms of from a sense of taking it live, unfortunately, but we were seeing it on the 10-minute time frame. We look at the 10-minute again here. I use a Heikenaishi candlesticks on the 10-minute just to give me some clarity. There's a very high chance it's going to continue down deeper into this area of demand like this before taking back off and having a nice trade here, at least back to the median. So I'm going to be watching what gold does here for the next however many minutes it takes to make a decision, and just help you flow through with price action. Okay, the most important thing is to keep in flow with price action. Now, if we look at this 1-minute time frame, I'm going to just bounce to the 2-minute here, just to give us a bit more of overview so we're not stuck in the noise. We can see that very simply, what you can do to decide and work out which direction price is going in is you take an arrow, and you just take an arrow and you aim it in the direction of where the overall price direction is. And we can see here, at least on the 2 minute time frame right now, we are facing to the downside. Okay, that's the trajectory of price. So we're in a downtrend. Okay, we've got our multiple moving average here that is swapping over. Okay, and so very easily we can tell that we're in a strong downtrend. Well, not in a strong downtrend, but we're at the beginning of a downtrend at the moment, and that momentum is shifting to the downside. Okay, and that's something that we can help help us make an analysis in what we're doing with our trades. Okay, we've already seen that this first trade has taken off at the open. Okay, and now we're running through that, pushing to the upside. And you know, not something that I'm going to get in on or going to advise getting on it, even though we have a strong momentum at the moment. Okay, I want to show you how price action works the levels. So we've worked the level from here, pushed up to this next area of supply. Why have I drawn this level out here? Because we see that price rejects this zone. And price rejecting that zone means that there's a block, an order block there. And the cleaner the price pushes through these zones, the less resistance there is, and the less orders there are. What we have here is an area of imbalance. Okay, that's an area of imbalance here. Bearish imbalance. And what that means is that if price is to push through this area here where we have all these orders, it will probably push very cleanly through this space here up to the next zone. Okay, and we can see here on the 1 minute time frame, we're currently having this bullish push up into that area. Okay, I'm happy with this first trade that was taken, at least from a perspective of, you know, showing you a planned trade. Even though it wasn't taken, we weren't in front of the trade. Okay, right now we're flowing with price action. I think the best guidance I can give you is to flow with price action from a perspective of reading where we're going next, and you can make a decision on what trades you want to take. Okay, what I do is I wait for me the next setup. Given the direction of price at the moment being very strongly to the downside, the next direction of price, the next setup for me is a short. Okay, and I would be looking for a short possibly from this area. The highest probability trade is a short from this area, and because if we look at the 10 minute time frame, we're quite flat on the 10 minute time frame. We're not by any means in a downtrend. We're actually flipped to the upside on the 10 minute time frame. So the 10 minute time frame is showing that we're pushing to the upside. We take a central tendency, right, of price. How did I draw that line? Okay, I just took a central point here. Like any area at the moment, we can take a central point here. That's central of the river, and then we just pull it through again, another central point of the river, and we can see it's pushing to the upside. So on the 10 minute time frame, we are in a bullish uptrend. Okay, we got our multiple moving average was trailing down a bit. Our price came directly down to this area of demand. Okay, hasn't gone any deeper. We switched back to the upside at the open during news. Generally, when we have major turning points, it's during a news release, and so that's what's happened. Okay, and we're pushing back to the upside now, and we can see here on the lower time frame that we're having a very clear push up through this area at the moment. Okay, on the 1 minute time frame, right? Very clear push through this area. We have imbalance through here. Okay, this is now probably going to push very fast through this gap here because we don't have any orders. Imbalance in this area right now. Okay. Looking at the actual price action at the moment, it's a very strong push to the upside. And take a look at how much it's moved. It's already moved $12. Okay. There's a thick order block in this area here. So we're having a sell-off or an area of resistance being met here. Okay. And this either is going to prove to be an area where price continues to sell off to the downside like this or not. And now we can see that price is pushing very cleanly through this area of imbalance here. Okay. So the next zone where price will penetrate through, by the looks of what it's doing at the moment, is from here up to here. Okay, so let's watch this move through. Would I buy at this zone here? I wouldn't. I mean, it's quite clearly pushing through that area, but it's very high to buy. Okay, and I think the best thing you can do is actually is garner patience. and watch this push through to the upside, even though it may very well push through this area here. You know, it's good to garner patience. Okay, for me, area of selling is up in this area. We're in a downtrend. Okay, unless we have a very strong push to the upside, if we can see on the 10-minute time frame, it does look quite bullish. So whether we're going to sell off at the median here is you know, I'm not too sure of that. I would definitely rather be waiting for price to go to the top of this area here. If we were going to sell off, it seems quite flat in this area here. Maybe you can have an interim scalp through this area of supply. But we're watching this area now, seeing how price has overshot it. Okay, and it seems to be a very strong move here from the open, and may very well push all the way through up to 2050. Okay, or sell off down to this area here and bounce back up, or sell off hard through this area here and continue all the way down and continue working this downtrend. Okay, so this looks like it's selling off at the moment. You can see we have a nice parabolic SAR pattern forming here. So if we were to flip on the parabolic SAR, we could get a little gold scalp in. All right, but we're not rushing ahead here at the moment. Just want to create some patience, follow price action until we see something very, very clear that we can take. Now, if we have a flip here, this definitely looks like more bullish price action on the 1-minute chart. Okay, again, just reading price action as we go. If we flip on the parabolic SAR, it's not that big a deal on the 1-minute time frame. 2-minute time frame is more of a strong indication of a flip of momentum. It's something that I like to watch. Okay, so this at the moment looks like it's selling off this area of supply here. Okay, 2044. If we come down and we flip on the SAR here, we could definitely catch a continuation to the downside trend, a trade. Okay, I want you to notice the differences between the candles here at the moment. We're definitely pushing back to the downside right now. Okay, my intention with this live stream is to not flex trades, but actually show you how to read price action and so that you can fend for yourself. I think the most important thing is to actually be able to take trades yourself and not just copy people and get out of the mindset of it's just all about how much money you can make, and actually just, you know, come into the mindset of being a sniper, being a hunter, and taking the trade setup when it's there. You can see right now that this is looking very bearish in terms of on the 2-minute time frame. 1-minute time frame would have swapped in the SAR. Right now we have our first 2 dots here, and you know, this is giving us some kind of bearish price action at the moment to the downside. You know, when we look at this setup here, okay, at least here on the 10-minute time frame, we've come back up to the median and we're selling off. Still a bullish push to the upside looking at the 10-minute time frame. Okay, hourly XAU is bullish, 10-minute is bullish. Okay, we see we've traversed in an uptrend, upwards flow to the downside, bounce off this area of demand at the open and push back to the upside. You can see this is the trade area that I would have taken to the median, right? This kind of zone here, pushing back to the upside now. Okay, and you know, it should take its time to move up to this area here over the next, you know, few hours. We can see we've flipped back to the upside on the parabolic SAR on the 10-minute, which is a strong indication of bullish action. And so for me right now, selling here like this is not something that selling like this at the moment hasn't presented itself in a way that's strong enough for me. And we don't need to be rushing into trades. We just want to be reading price action and seeing something that's very strong for us. Okay, And what I see at the moment when we have this is demand here. And we are in a downtrend on the 1 minute time frame, on the 2 minute time frame. We may push back down to this area here. If we get back down to this area here, it could be interesting for a small scalp buy again. Okay. 1 minute trend direction is bearish to the downside. Okay. So we've flipped over on the multiple moving average to the downside on the 1 minute. The thing is, on the high time frames, we're in an uptrend. On the hourly, we're in an uptrend. On the daily, we're in an uptrend, eating its supply. Hourly, we're in an uptrend. 10 minute, we're in an interim uptrend, bouncing off a major demand zone at the open. And so all these factors, you know, give me the indication that we could continue buying up, right? But price action right now is looking more so on the bearish side of things. So the only trade that I have on at the moment, right, is the short up here. This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for price to get up to this region here, push all the way up here, and then sell off, okay? If we get a flip back to the upside on the 1 minute time frame on our parabolic SAR, it could be a nice buy through this zone here, right, to that supply zone. Something that would be very interesting indeed is something like that. If we get a flip, we can see now we're holding in this zone here, and it seems to be, and for me, it looks like it's going to honor the high time frame bullishness. Okay, bullishness on the daily, bullishness on the hourly, and bullishness on the 10 minute. Bounce out of demand here at 2030 at the open. Okay, push to the upside. It looks kind of like it's going to honor that. I would have been more inclined to see it selling off if it was selling off very hard through here. Okay, and we still may see that. But at the moment, if we were to get a push back to the upside through here and have a bullish flip on the 1 minute to the parabolic, or the parabolic SAR to the upside, that'd be something I'd be interested in getting long for a scalp all the way up to the top of the riverbank here. This would be a zone, okay? So I'm looking at that on an interim. Is it my highest probability trade? No. Okay. However, highest probability trade was this open trade here, which unfortunately we missed from a live perspective as I was late doing analysis. But that was the highest probability one because we were sitting at the bottom of the riverbank and were ready to traverse the riverbank to the upside. Second highest probability trade in terms of a longing perspective is here, from this area up to this area here, okay, pushing through there. That needs to take place on a flip of the SAR as a trigger. We don't want to wait until that flips. We don't want to get in early. We don't want to predict anything. We need it to flip. If momentum flips this to the upside, we're in good, and we will at least make some profit. Okay, first area of supply is this low, is this area here at 2047. Like that. Okay. That would be the first gap, and it might push through to that area there if we get a flip. Otherwise, we have a continuation to the downside, and it's something that I do not want to trade at the moment when I'm looking at this pattern here where we've got this bullishness bouncing off the demand zone. Okay, I don't want to be short. I don't want to be short because we are in a bullish trend here on the 1 hour. Even though we seem to be coming back down to this area of demand, this is bullish for me. And the daily is sitting here at supply in a very, very precarious area of possibly breaking out to the upside. And so all higher time frames are very bullish, okay? And so with that being said, if we seem to continue penetrating to the downside, I will wait for it to pull back down here before we resume and look for a long to the upside. Okay. These are possible trades that can happen in the future. Okay. Looking at these zones here right now, looking rather bullish on the lower time frame here on 1 minute, and that's fine. I'm going to zoom to 2 minutes right now, give a better view of what's going on. We've just had a parabolic SAR flip on the 2 minute to the downside, which is indicative of downside action. But with me not wanting to stay, I do not want to be short this low, right? I don't want to be short this low in what is a higher time frame uptrend across all 3 higher time frames. Okay, I'm only looking for the next zone around here to buy out of, back at this demand level. Imbalanced candles to the left here on the 2 minute. If it comes down, it will penetrate and fill that zone. Okay, and fill this area here. That's what we're going to look at when price gets down to this area here. We have an alert on, and we can look at how a trade would look. Okay. We see that's probably going to come down to this area here, hit an alert, and we can see whether we want to get in with a buy in that area or whether the downtrend seems to be pushing too much. All right, we're going to sit and wait for this alert right now. I'm just going to go to the bathroom and back 1 second. All right, guys. So let's take a look where we are. Yeah, still looks fairly bearish here. I mean, like the flow on the 1 minute time frame is like this at the moment, right? So is there a trade I would love to take at the moment? No, there's nothing that sticks out to me, unless we were to get a bullish flip here on this parabolic SAR. That seems interesting. Again, just covering our trading from prior, the high time frames. Let's look here at the daily. Okay, daily we are chewing away at this supply zone at 2050. Okay, chewing away at it, all-time highs. One hit there in 2020, secondary hit here in 22, third hit here in 23, penetration, and then we're holding in this area. So I always expect gold to resell off, but I think it's just time that they've got to let it go finally and stop suppressing. And it looks like we're going to get that push through eventually soon. It doesn't mean we need to rush in and grab it, just being mindful of the possibility of it actually penetrating to the upside. And if that is the case, we would definitely see further buying. And I'm really excited to trade gold to the upside over the next few months, to be honest, alongside weakness. We've seen weakness in the USD against everything: British pound, Bitcoin, US30, Dow Jones, NASDAQ. It's just USD weakness across the board at the moment. So it's going to be really fun to trade these instruments north. And I just want to keep that mindset at the moment. We can see here on the hourly, right? If we put an hourly demand zone in here, right? Hourly demand zone here, sitting around 2030 here on gold. And we're going to be covering gold for another 20 minutes before we trade US30. We're pushing back to the upside now, okay? Right here, coming into the US open soon. We've bounced off this area of demand here at 2030, and it's been bullish. Okay, that's the setup. You can see when something hits the bottom of the river like this, we're going to generally grind back across to the upside. So for me, bullish on all higher time frames at the moment. And then when we come back down here to this 2 minute time frame at the moment, we can see that we are starting to push back up. 1 minute time frame, we have had a parabolic SAR switch to the upside on. Okay, so we are pushing back north right now. Okay, I'm not going to get on this trade on the 1 minute time frame. I've been faked out too many times, and I just want to look at this as a strong indication that we're going to continue pushing up through this side. Tentatively, we can look at a long. I'm feeling this long coming on now, okay, at least to this previous area of supply here, okay, and then possibly all the way through to the upside, 2050, okay, something tentatively like this. We'll switch the 2 minute here. I'm going to look for a 2 minute flip on the SAR for confirmation before going in. Have a stop order ready, okay, 1 for 1, stop order ready for a flip to the upside here on the SAR. Okay, we're holding demand here at 2037. Okay, we have not sold off back down to this region here at the moment. We've pulled out and bounced out. We've had USD strength on a less than a negative forecast, an actual, which is minus 43.7 here on the Empire State Manufacturing Index. Okay, which is around 39 points less than the forecast. Okay, which is bad for the USD. And we've seen that reflected in this kick to the upside here on XAU. Okay, USD weakness being displayed. Pull back here to this area of demand at 2037, and now possibly a continuation to the upside. So on the 2 minute time frame, I'm looking for a reversion from the bottom of the river here across to the upside, and we can see we're now pushing back up here, and we're looking to get into this trade shortly if we are to get a flip here on the 2 minute SAR. Okay, we have a flip on the 1 minute SAR, nice and clean. It's looking good, and I want you to practice restraint here and practice holding back at the moment, okay? We want to wait for a flip to come in very shortly. It's about to occur, and this is the action that I'm looking at for here. Now, highest probability trade was this open trade here off the bottom of the riverbank, okay? But going with flow of gold at the moment, it definitely looks like we're going to get a flip and continue pushing through here to the upside. Flow for at least the session at the moment after the open at 8:30 is bullish, and we're seeing that at the moment with this buying action that we can see. The pressure is to the upside, not to the downside at the moment. Okay, so this is a tentative trade that we can hold. We see that we will come into another area of supply in this zone here. This area of supply may be rejected, but we have imbalance through this zone here, and we can push up to the next area of supply here. So just to get rid of confusion right now, that is the possible trade that can take place at the moment. I'm using 1-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Okay, and looking for a flip here on the 2-minute parabolic SAR to the upside, which is very close to occurring, and just being patient with that. Now, irrespective of if there's a trade there or not, we've had a flip now to the upside. The stop order is valid. Bullish stop order is valid. And we can see that the most important thing to notice right now is that we are in what seems to be a buying direction, a buying atmosphere. We have buying pressure to the upside. We've held a demand here. We pushed the upside. We pulled back. We held at demand zone and then pushed back to the upside. So that's bullish price action. Okay, higher high, higher low, pushing through to higher high. The next region where the higher high can go to, okay, the lowest zone on the higher high is this area here, which is 2047, and then the secondary area of profit is up here at 2050. Okay, in this long. Okay, if it is to push to the upside. And stop order sitting there, has not been traversed yet. It has not been triggered yet. Okay, we'll just keep our stop order above a little bit. We need to see this turn around and push back to the upside with strength. Okay, but you know, in a median area at the moment. And in a downtrend on the 2-minute. Okay, so let's see what kind of action we get if we get a strong push up through this area of supply. And still have buying occurring now. We can see we've had a lot of movement since the SAR switched the upside here on the 1-minute time frame. We have an area of supply that we are challenging at the moment. Okay, it's something where price can reject again secondary off that area. 1-minute downtrend. Okay, so an interesting space to be in. Yeah, 9:15 coming up. We have 15 minutes into the US30 open. Okay. Right now, we're sitting here with a stop order, waiting for this trade to execute. Is it a great trade? It's fairly central. Okay, fairly central, no man's land at the moment. Those of you in the team that are using automation, you're sitting here with this trade that is hovering above the order area. We must let the automation handle that trade. Let it flip on the 1 minute back to the downside. So for me, the validity of this trade is waning at the moment. I only just had the push here, the flip on the 2 minute. But, you know, the downtrend here on the 2 minute, this is running out of gas at the moment. So for me, I am very close to canning this trade. Quick look at US30. No price action yesterday on the holiday. See these beautiful mean reversion trades on US30 that we have to profit from during this session. Let's have a look here. Gold. This is a trade I would watch more so than run into. Okay, the price action is running out of gas here. We're sitting with a buy stop order 1-to-1 above, right? But it's not screaming at me in a way that I'll tell you when it's a really good trade. This was a really good trade that happened at the open. We were a little bit late for. I'm looking at just trying to follow price action here to the upside. We can see on the lower time frame at the moment. Okay, it looks good from a 10-minute perspective. Bounce off the demand zone 2030, pushing through here, and possibly through the median. You know, and reaching here over the next hour or so. So tentatively there. A safer trade is up in this area here to work that zone, yeah. It pushes up through this area, but right now, given the shape of the price action and how it's piss fighting around, I would just like to see how this moves at the moment. For me, it's it's in no man's land at the moment, and why that is because we can see that we're in a downtrend on the 2 minute, the 1 minute. We're in an uptrend on the rest of the time frames. We've pulled out from the bottom of the rivet to push to the upside. My belief from the angle that I can see and the push that I'm seeing is that it'll push to the upside, but it's not giving me the energy that I want to be in a trade and that I want to sit through in a trade. Okay, so I'm going to see what this does. Look at where we're at. I mean, it definitely looks like it's going to still continue pushing to the upside here. And it will probably be a slow grinder through here, reject off this zone, make it up to here, okay? We'll see how that goes. I want to provide you with price direction. Okay, when I really see a great trade, I will let you know that I see a great trade. Is this a great trade? No, it's not a great trade. What's the likelihood of it doing? It's going to push probably up to the supply zone here. And then I dare say it's going to move through that zone. Now I'm going to show, you know, the tentatively that's the area that I believe it's going to go to. Okay, even better up here to this next zone, right? But hey, this is no, it's not a trade that I'm looking at going like this looks amazing. Okay, I'm going to start looking at US30 now. We've got the open in 10 minutes. Okay, volatility is a little bit less on US30. It's our bread and butter. I don't want to put, especially for my team that's watching, I want you to make your own decisions here. I'm going to give you price direction information, okay, and setup information to help you set yourself in the right mindset before taking trades. We look here at the 10 minute. Let's go to US30 on the 10 minute here. Sorry, I've got a separate one there. 10 minute US30. 10 minute US30, we can see, well, what do we want? We want this area down here, really. This is the demand zone that's holding. And I dare say, by the looks of things, we're going to push down into this area here. We look bearish on the US30 on the 10 minute. So price action pushing down to this area here, okay, where we can look to scalp a buy, and we can also look to flow to the downside here. Let's have a look in the lower time frame. US30 is definitely in a bearishness at the moment. We're coming into the index open very shortly, okay. And for me, price action at this point looks like it's going to push down here. We have a bearish parabolic SAR shape, okay, and we have a good signal at the open if it smashes down and gives us a bearish signal in the UFD. Okay. Okay, so you see that one coming up? You see the angle here. This is definitely a bearish pattern at the moment, right? Yeah. Now the beautiful thing is at the open, if it pushes to the upside, we don't have a signal. We want parabolic SAR shifts for a signal. If we rely on that for a signal, then we have this discipline that we generate in this very simple way of looking at things. Okay, and immediately, okay, mean reversion. The way we trade things, the mean reversion is buying at the bottom of the river or selling at the top of the band. I'm going to show you price flow until we get into a mean reversion area. Okay, and depending on your skill ability and the ability that you have to jump into the market and flow with the market, you can make decisions on what you do in regards to flowing with price off the analysis that I'm making for you in the moment. But what's important to note here is that we if we push down here, we'll get that flip on the SAR to the downside. And if it pushes through and flips on the SAR to the downside, we will get a section like this. Okay, is this I'm putting in positions of where price will go to. Okay, where price will go to. So again, something like this, when the SAR switch to the downside, will go somewhere like this at the open if it is to penetrate to the downside on the SAR flip, right? So we need to flip to the downside. It could just take off from here as it's already flipped to the upside and we don't get a signal. It'll flip down there, it'll push to this area here, okay? Likewise up here, we have an area of supply. Right, highest probability trade for us is to wait for price action up in this area here. Okay, we have supply here. This is a trade where I would be 1,000,000% selling. Okay, something like this up here, and I would hang on to the sell for a little bit longer because we are in an overall down trend. We're in a mean reversion downtrend at the moment on US30. So a push to the upside of the riverbank here on the 10 minute. This is the sell zone, okay? On US30 right now. Sell zone in US30. Up here, that area of supply, 37,800. Sell zone. And even a little bit below that is fine. If we make it all the way up here, that is guaranteed cash, okay? And if you really want to make money trading, just be patient, wait for it to get up there. Put your alert in. Sit there. And wait for price to get up to that area. 5 minutes till US30 open, till index open, US stock market. We have our FOMC member Waller speaking at 11 a.m. ET. Okay, so 11 a.m. TT, we have some possible volatility coming into the market. What do we see on the 10-minute time frame here? Not much, except that we've flipped to the downside on the multiple moving average. Price action looks like this at the moment on the 10-minute. Let's have a look at US30 on the 1 hour. Okay, 1 hour is interesting. Uptrend on 1 hour and in supply, in demand at the area where we have a continuation to the upside. So 1 hour time frame looks like it's in the perfect bullish position. What I mean by that is this kind of action, okay, on the 1 hour time frame. So 1 hour sitting right in that zone here, in line with this bullish channel, right? 1 hour uptrend. Daily on US30, hovering at the top, still bullish, super bullish uptrend that we had since 31st of October, massive break to all-time highs, and what looks like to be a possible flag or pennant forming at the top here. All right, this kind of action could continue until it either does that or that. That's what we're looking at on the daily at the moment, yeah. US30 on the 1 hour in this area of demand, okay. Very likely it'll push back to the upside from this area here. And just interesting to see what it does here at the open in 3 minutes time. We seem to be getting some kind of bullish push at the moment to the upside. And we are quite low in the riverbank, pulling back to the upside here. Near the median, okay. Not an ideal setup for a trade at the open on the 2 minute. Let's have a look at the 1 minute time frame here. We're flat chat on the median on the 1 minute here. Oh shit. I'm not going to put trade zones in there. What happens if it pushes straight up from this zone here? Okay. Pushes straight up here. That's the area of supply. That's what we'll reject off. And we're coming into a push in the next 2 minutes in that area. Possibly. Definitely looks at the moment like it's going to push up to this area here. Possibly even higher. We have our highest probability trade. I want to make that very clear. Our highest probability trade area is for a short in this area here, right up where supply is, top of the riverbank. This zone here is guaranteed money, okay? If it goes up here and there, that's the trade, okay? If you got the patience, you want to wait for that zone, that's where you're going to make money using this strategy of mean reversion. Mean reversion is in the extreme. This is the overbought area. It will sell back and push back down towards the median, reverting to the mean. Okay, likewise, if it comes down here into this zone, it's oversold, okay, into the demand zone down here. It's just like an on-screen RSI. We want to buy that area and come back at least to this area of demand here, okay, and just take little scalps, right? Little scalps in between, little scalps in between these zones here, where the money's made with this strategy, okay, that kind of thing. So that's where the guaranteed cash is. I'm going to try and give you price flow action as we move in real time so you can read price. I think the most important thing to be able to do is to read price action in the moment. It's something that is such a beautiful skill to have. We can see here now, coming to the open, we have 1 minute. We look like we're going to be pushing to the upside with a burst, at least to this zone here. So action at the moment is, let's just turn off the session times. The blue line represents 9:30 a.m. ET. We're going to have this push to the upside at the moment. We're pushing through. Right, you know, up to the zone there, right, to the in the interim. So we can see that pushing straight through right now, up to this area of demand of supply here. Okay, will it push through that? We are in the open at the moment. Can bring this to a break-even point. Okay, and we see that we've got pressure at the moment pushing it to the upside at the open. So open pressure to the upside. Seeing what that does. safest zone to take profit is the immediate supply zone here, but it's going to penetrate right through it. Okay, where's the next area that we take supply that you would take profit at would be this zone here. And just in time for this breakout now. Initial rejection off this area here. Why is that happening? That's where the order block is, okay? So if you were to stay in or take partial profits at that point, this secondary long position would continue up to this zone here. At break even, we can see it's very interesting to show you this in real time about how a lot of the time we get greedy and we wait for the next zone, and then our trade is open, and then we come back and we hit break even and we lose. And you can see that's what's happening right now. But the two zones, we haven't quite hit break even yet on this trade. We never know what's going to happen. It doesn't look favorable for it to continue upside. You know, and we can see it's very, very close to blowing that break-even point on the secondary trade. If you had to keep that, if you were keeping that open still, in our first trade here, we can see that would now have hit our break-even target, and that's why we use these very close supply and demand zones. Okay, a lot of the time our trading is suffers because we wait for the next point, and I think it's more important just to capture what is on the table in that moment. Okay. And now this looks like very bearish action at the open here for the US30. So this is something that's going to push down to this area of demand here. Again, just following price action for you. We're going to get a flip on the SAR like we have here, and we're going to push down to this area of demand. Anybody that made an initial scalp to the upside, congratulations. And this is now going to push here and find demand and find a floor at this zone here. It's either going to penetrate straight through or bounce out and then continue down to the next zone here, which we have to kind of take you know, a bit of planning for. Let's have a look here on the 10-minute time frame, US30, 10-minute. The next zone that we're going to reach here, I think has been reached. Let's have a look. It looks like it's following the price action that I planned here on the 10-minute time frame. Eating the median there and pushing back to the downside. Okay, 10-minute isn't giving us a clear direction, but the push is. I mean, it's a bearish push here in US30, right? I hope this is valuable information. We're not trying to flex dollar signs here. Just trying to give you a walking commentary and analysis of price action in the moment, so we can stay in flow and stay focused on what's actually happening as opposed to looking for, you know, possibilities. We see here 1 hour time frame looks quite bearish, even though it's in this zone here. Remember, on the daily time frame, we're very high up and we could penetrate out at the floor here. Okay, if we get a candle like this, it's due. Right, candle like that is due. It's just been so bullish. We need some kind of pullback, and we should be expecting that any time here when we sit in the top of this mountain like this. Okay. With that being said, we could be eating the floor here of the demand zone. A very strong demand zone we're here on the hourly. Okay, 10-minute. Sitting here at the moment, trying to decide what it's going to do. It's bullish on the parabolic SAR on the 10-minute. Okay. And right now here, you know, piss fighting around the middle right now. Any of you that took that initial push up to this first supply zone, well done. That's a good little opening scalp, right? Definitely not taking any pushes. We're not taking any trades in the median here, like to the downside right now. Okay, no, we're not. This is the direction it's going in. We're not going to take any trades there. We're waiting for high probability regions, which are down here. This is the next high probability region. How do you know about that high probability region? We can look here at the supply zone, the next supply zone down, which is 37,300 in the zone here, 37,300, bottom of the riverbank here on the 1 minute, sorry, on the 10-minute time frame, and that's the zone where we want to be buying up again, right? Buy zones down here on the 10-minute. We take our trade, we make our trade plans on the 10-minute river. Buy zone is down here. Okay, that's the trajectory of price action at the moment. And we want to come in that area before we buy back up off this demand zone. Okay, even though we're in a push to the downside, That's demand on 10-minute, and that's the highest probability region. That is 37,280. When we look at this area here, it lines up exactly where we have our current buy area, 37,280, okay? And we're definitely pushing in that direction right now. So this is bearish price action, bearish strength at the moment, and it is going down to this zone here first, where it will either penetrate straight through and continue, or bounce off that area. For me, it looks like it's going to go straight through, okay, and then it will come to that region there where we can look to buy, possibly, okay, if price action isn't too crazy. We haven't had any red folder news this morning. It's just the open, okay, and there is a major demand zone here. If we come out and pull out to the 3-minute time frame, we can see that we have demand across this area here, right? That's demand. Lowest demand for this region is 37,280. Through this area here, there will be some rejection and some buybacks. You can get something there, like a nice little buy, depending how big that is. The way that it's pushing at the moment, isn't dramatic by any means. We see we're having this rejection, as we discussed, off this first area of demand. These demand zones hold all the time. It is not magic. It's just being patient and waiting for the zones. Okay, they're floors of orders. The thing about Forex and CFDs is that you can't see the order book. Okay, when you're trading institutionally, or if you're trading something like the ASX, or ASX is probably more applicable. If you're trading something like the Nasdaq or the Dow Jones Index, or the US stock market, it's such a large book. Yet you can still see the supply and demand. You can have a look at something called the order book. You have a thing called a ladder, and that will give you what I'll have a look, trading ladder. I'll give you a look what trading ladder looks like. So this is what you have when you're trading a stock market, or a futures index. You have a ladder, okay, and you've got the open supply and demand interest in actual physical numbers, okay, how many orders there are, and some people can trade a ladder and actually read these numbers. They don't even need a chart and to actually read the supply and demand at each floor. Okay, you can see here that it says 38,553, and here it says 16,741. So this means that there is more orders at this price level, right, than there is at this level. It's almost double the amount than there is at this level, okay? And so that means it's harder for price to break down through that floor. And here it's easier to break through it because there's less orders that need to be eaten through. And so you can see that on the stock market. You can see that when you have an order book, and a transparent order book. There's lots of manipulation that occurs in an order book. What we see here, what we have, and that's what we're looking at on the chart. We're looking at the area where the orders are. So right here, this is somewhere where you'd have like 30,000 orders. We're kind of in the middle here, where prices got some imbalance and whatnot. That's somewhere where you'd have maybe half as many orders. So it's easy for price to fall through that region, but it struggles in this zone here. We can see here that it is definitely going to penetrate this floor right now. Like, price action is bearish, and we're going to penetrate it, but we have to chew through the floor here, so to speak. Okay, you can think of it as like acid burning through a floor or something. We need to push through here. Once it pushes through this zone here, we'll get to this zone here. I'm going to give you price flow action. The trades that I recommend are high probability using the mean reversion strategy are here at the floor at 37,280 and up here at the ceiling at 37,750. These are trades that you need to wait for if you want guaranteed money using this strategy. If you follow what I'm saying in regards to price action and take trades that go through zones like this, that's your prerogative. And I hold no accountability for those trades if they go awry. Okay, this is where I put my back myself, put my money where my mouth is. This is where you'll make money in a mean reversion type scenario. At the moment, we're flowing to the downside, and you can see we're pushing through here, and this is where we're going to go to. Okay, so here's the next floor. We're going to penetrate this area at the moment. If you can visualize the orders being eaten through at the moment, and then this floor becoming weaker, and that's going to penetrate straight through. Once that penetrates straight through, there's not too much to the left-hand side here through this area, it'll go quite quickly through to that area, which is going to be our 10-minute buy zone. Okay, we are in what seems to be a downtrend. I'm going to be very wary buying there, but I'm also confident that we will probably get something. The thing that you need to notice though is that we're selling out of the median here to the downside. Here is clean mean reversion bouncing off the bottom of the river, going to the top, off the bottom of the river to the top. We also have clean mean reversion through this area here, bottom of the top of the river to the bottom, top of the river to the bottom, top of the river to the bottom. Okay, clean mean reversion. Here we have a skew to the upside. We're bouncing off the median, pushing to the upside, bouncing off the median, pushing to the upside. We're kind of having that price action to the downside at the moment. So this seems to be becoming quite a stronger downtrend than a flat mean reversion. Okay, I want you to take note of that on the 10-minute time frame. It's nowhere near as strong as the uptrend that we saw back in December, but it definitely seems to be opening and then pushing down from the median, and that means that we could possibly overshoot this demand zone and that we're bearish. Okay, this is an area here that will then push to this zone most likely. And what I want you to notice, if you're trading right now and you choose to take a directional trade, they're very lucrative, they make a lot of money. It's not the trade that I'm going to be recommending, but it is a trade that will make money. I just want you to monitor the psychology of, if you do sell in this area here, you have to sit through quite a lot of anguish, I think. Even though we're going to go to this area here, here's your stop loss, right? We're pushing through now to this area. If it was to bounce off the demand zone here, you would go up and hit your stop loss here. So these are the things that you have to manage mentally if you're in a trade that's directional. Okay, even though we're pushing to the downside and we can see that there's that price action, I want you to make sure you can understand what's happening in regards to your psychology while you're taking that trade. Right now we can see it's very clearly pushing through this area. Okay, a lot of us don't know where to take profit. Okay, we can have a short trade and have it all the way down here because we think it's going, I don't know, down to, just it happens to be the day that it's going to break down all the way down here. I just love that. I did it for many years, and I don't, in hindsight, it's pretty silly to think like that. When you want to take a trade, even if it does go all the way down here, you want to bank guaranteed money. What we want to do is take consistent income for consistent profit for daily income. We want to get in the habit of taking daily profit. This is what this is all about. This is what you're learning here is getting in the habit of taking daily profit. I'm actually probably going to put that. Cami, can you record that, mate? I'm going to put that in the title of this, is getting in the habit of taking daily profit. Habitually taking daily profit, because what a lot of us are in habit of is taking daily loss, and that's because we're focusing on our stop loss, okay, and we're in the habit of doing that. Now, I just want to work through the psychology of the trade we're in right now and why it can be dangerous as opposed to waiting for this region down here where we can have a buyback and push to the upside. What can happen is we have an area here of demand that price pushes into. We push through that, we grab liquidity, and then we revert to the upside. It happens a lot of the time, okay? We push down through. We can see right now what's happening is that if it pushes down through here, grabs liquidity, and then pushes back to the upside, a lot of the time that can leave us hitting our stop loss. Now, the price action that I see at the moment definitely looks like it's going to reach down here, okay? But I just want you to be aware of why your brain may chop and change when you enter a trade at a region where you're shorting an area of demand, okay? And because it will sit in this area and piss fight around, right? It's sitting in this area and deciding where it's going, and that can cause you to chop and change your decision and actually get cold feet on this. And that will always kind of be the case, when you're in an area where your stop loss, where you're essentially selling in an area of demand. Okay. Now we can see at the moment that on the high time frame here, we're pushing to the downside. So we have price flow with us. We can see on the 1 hour time frame very clearly that this is now penetrating and pushing through to the next area of demand on 1 hour, which is the zone which we are looking at. And it looks like it's clearing very nicely here on it. But I just want to make sure that your psychology understands how you can stay in this trade instead of freaking out. For me right now, looking at the way that it's penetrating through the floor here, I'm pretty confident that it definitely is going to reach down to this area of demand. Okay, but with that being said, you know, it's a trade that you can see right now. This is what would cause, you know, the anguish and the freak out. You're just like, I wanted to get there quick. But it's sitting in this area of demand, and you know, could definitely go back up to the upside before coming down, right? Guaranteed money, you know, is waiting for price to come down here and reacting to price at this demand zone, right? This area here, okay, down here is oversold, and we want to buy in this region, okay, down here. It's oversold, and we want to buy in this region. So if we want to trade in a very calm and collected manner where things are peaceful, we want to wait for price to come to us. It's kind of like running in front of a ball. Someone throws a ball, you want to run in front of that ball and catch the ball. So this is the area where the ball is heading to, and we can catch the ball there instead of chasing it. And that generally will create a more peaceful state of mind when you're trading if you're waiting for price to come to you. If it's a very strong downtrend, you know, you might have to take a smaller scalp. You can generally definitely grab something, you know, of the region of, you know, just a nice little scalp here. But, you know, for the time being here on the 2-minute time frame, it definitely looks like we will you know, make it from this area to this region here. Go ahead. Oh yeah.
We've had about 7 people on the stream.
7 people on the stream. If people are watching this and finding it valuable, please hit like. And what else do we say?
Drop us a comment if you've got any
Drop a
questions.
comment. Yeah, drop a comment if you've got any questions. I would love to see what your comments are. I can't see them, but Cammy here will read them out. We've got a little team going on back here at the moment. But if you can read out to us, yeah, if I'm just have a look at what the comments would be, and I can answer your comments. Yeah, any questions that you have, just shoot them through in the chat, and I can answer you. I can answer your comments, okay? But right now, I just wanted to. Nice one.
Yeah, I'd say it's love the US30 analysis.
Thanks, Yat. Appreciate that, mate. Love the way you trade, mate. I think it's better, yeah. I think what we're doing now won't disturb the way you guys are trading, and you can still make your decisions. I can show where flow is, and I can work through psychology in those moments, okay? Right? For me right now, it's like, you know, this is always going to cause some anguish when you're sitting waiting for this to penetrate, but it is going to drop down here right now. This is very strongly pushing in this direction, okay? So, you know, it's just going to take a little bit of time to get down here, but the pressure is to the downside at the moment, okay? And it's just important not to pull the break even too quickly, because you don't want to get stopped out. And once this clears the next zone here with this next extra push to the downside, you know, if you are trading short, which is a directional trade, you know, as price reverts to the oversold region, pushes to the oversold region, not the strategy that's in the course. Strategy in the course is mean reversion, but we're flowing with price now. Once this drops a little deeper, okay, like down here as it's going right now, that's when you can pull to break even, but you need to just wait for that to happen, okay? You don't want to get stopped out too early, otherwise it's a waste of time. So got to have your wits about you here, but we're going to push to that region soon. We see price action is definitely pushing down there. These trades have never been my favorite. Look, that's not true. I've been doing them live recently. I think flowing with direction is nice. It's nice to have the wind at your back, okay? And Forex is notoriously hard again because we don't have an order book or anything, but we do have the ability to you know, feel price and flow with price, and we just see something that isn't you know, something that isn't super exciting at the moment. Exciting is not the right word. Like super fluent in its movement at the moment can become quite taxing on the psyche. Okay, whereas when we get down to this demand zone, it is going to buy back up. Okay, this is the strategy that we trade. Is when we have price come back down to the zone here where it's oversold, we want to buy in this region. Okay, and likewise here overbought. Right, we want to buy and sell. Okay. See the 7 people watching now. If you guys are part of Mindful Scalping's inner circle, can you like the bloody video, please? Just be a good sport. Help us out, alright? I've been working with you guys for a long time right now. It's the least you can do is click your finger on the like button. Do it. Do it. You're going to get kicked out of the group, you understand? Alright, anyway. No more trades. Okay, I don't see the likes going up, guys. Alright, here we go. Here we go. We're crashing now. It's coming down. All right, so that's good. That's where we can go and pull the break even, right? Pull that to break even there, and continue flowing with this price action to the downside. Great. We've got 1 extra like there. I can see everyone's IP, so I know who's pressing like and who isn't. We can see the IPs, right, Cammy? Exactly. Transparent. All right. Sammy Farrell, I see you texting me on WhatsApp. I am streaming live, mate. I'm streaming live. I love you. Let me answer you back. You're not liking being back on a yacht. Far harder to be away from the family. That, yeah, I feel you, brother. I'm great. There's an echo in my audio. Oh, is it yours?
There's an echo in my audio.
No, that's weird. I can hear it. It wasn't there before.
No, because it would go through here and then come back out.
No, I've got headphones on.
Yeah, I've got headphones on here too. Ah. Ooh. It's like a recursive. Is it doing it now? Oh, it's because I've got the YouTube. I've got it on here.
Is it doing it now?
Okay, hang on. Sorry. It'll stop. I was watching it. I was answering people's questions back. We need to get the YouTube chat up here. Anybody that's in the group, yeah, I can read in the WhatsApp group. I can read your comments here. Yeah. Yeah, but that's. I don't think that's. I think that's extra people. Hang on, let me get it. Where are we? Oh, let me turn that down. There we go. That's good. 5 likes. 6. Oh. Cheers, Frankie. Well done, guys. All right. We are pushing to the downside here. I'm going to jump on Zoom. If anyone in the team wants to jump on and have a quick chat and just give us your views of what's happening, I want to know where you're at, how you're feeling about things. I'm just going to put that into our group now. You can jump on with me. Just have a quick 5-minute chat. In real time. Let me just have a look here. Cheers, Johnny. Paste the. And see, this is like watching grass grow, but we are definitely heading down towards there, and we're having that action at the moment. We're a break even on this trade, so it's whatever. And just trying to hold the trade to the next demand zone. Obviously, like, take profit. It's up to you guys how you see fit taking your profit. Just the way that this is moving, it could easily come back up, hit the break even, stop loss, and then go back down to the downside. This is moving slowly, but you know, that's where it's going. That's where it's heading. Okay. let's see, so it seems to be, we've come to this area of imbalance here on the 10-minute chart. Imbalance ends there. We're bouncing out of that before returning to the downside. So not looking, sometimes you just got to hang on to these trades. You got to hang on, capture that that extra profit. There he is. What up? How's it going, bro?
Hey, bro, can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Oh, sweet. Pretty good, man. Pretty good.
How's the flow?
There's a lag in your sec. All right, no, this should be better.
YouTube lags about 5 seconds. Cami, can you just confirm with me YouTube lag? I lag. I'm on 16:56:39. Where we're at? 40, 41, 42, 45.
It's about 5 seconds.
5 second lag. Okay, that's all.
9 watching, that's a new record.
It's gonna be more than what's in the group. So okay, here we can see that this is what would be, quite painstaking because we'd like to trade the lower time frame. I'm using the 2-minute time frame, and we're just trying to take a little bit of a bigger take profit target on our trades. Okay, but this doesn't look great for a continuation to the upside. The thing is, we aren't taking any long until it gets down to this region here, okay, which is the demand zone as dictated by the 10-minute time frame to the left. That's the area we want. That's the only area we're taking a long trade is in this region here because it'll flip flop about and then we can buy out of there. Okay. And for all of you that are watching, that are part of the group or that are new, I cover gold from 8:30. We cover news from 8:30 to give us an understanding of the market. The bread and butter is made on US30, so the focus goes straight onto US30 at 9:30, and we stay with US30 after that. We don't want to get confused, okay? We see here now, this is like, for me, it looks like it's definitely going to push to the upside at this moment. It's mean we're going to buy. It's probably going to come back up to this area of what demand has now become supply, okay, and just do normal price action, which is push up there. We have a break even target at that area here. It's either going to break even on the trade, okay, or it's going to push from there down to this region here. If we get this nice run here, that's great. Some of you may have closed it if you're trading live in that area. You could just, if you want to be conservative, just let it breathe a little bit and take your stop loss up just a little bit above there just to give it some space in case it comes up and licks this area of supply. You don't want to get stopped out, at the break-even point, only for it to turn around and continue back down with price action to the downside to this area of demand here. Or you just, took profit very scalpily at the initial push. Yeah, just want a quick update from your end of what you see, how you see price action today, what you're doing, what your plan is, and then we'll jump back off Zoom. Have you profited today? Have you profited today during London? How's your day been?
No, I haven't touched London. I'm still learning London, so I haven't touched that yet. Wait, can you hear me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect. There's a couple of things that I'm learning on London because it's totally different from my US30, and we're doing pounds. So what I'm doing, but today, it seems like a clear mean reversion. It's just that I'm still waiting on the 2-3 minute for the switch, because right now, even though there's a switch on the 1 minute, it's not very clear.
Yeah, I don't know if this is deep enough. Let's see, we would have come back to break even here. So that trade's done. We pushed deep in that direction. We didn't quite get to the area down here. Thank you for that. Yeah, I mean, for me at the moment, it's too shallow. I mean, the other day on live, I just got in too early and it didn't work out well. So I definitely don't want to be buying this close to the median here, just on this flip at the moment. you know, for me, 10-minute looks pretty bearish, right? Slow, albeit, right? We're going to come back up here probably and then push all the way down here. So I don't want to be stuck in this long zone. I'm waiting for this region here. But anyway, yeah, I'll leave you to it. Thanks for your input. You make your own decisions as you've learned to. It's the most important thing. But I'm going to be just, you know, maintaining the discipline here on the stream about where I'm going with, oh shit, with it. All right. Okay. Yeah, so right now I'm going to have a little bit of a break. Put this area of alert here. I'm waiting for this zone. Okay, that's the zone we want to take a buy-in. It's pushing to the upside here right now. We're not going to get caught up in anything. It might piss fart around this area and have low volatility very well. Okay, I come back up and then push down. That's an area where I want to buy. Okay, what happens right now? Do we come up to this zone here and then push down? There's my area of alert. If this alert goes off, that's the area I'm going to buy at. Otherwise, there's no trade for me right now. Likewise, if we get up to this zone here, you know, this would be very interesting for a sell considering a downtrend, something like that. Okay, if it reached there, even if it got back up to this area here, I'd be interested possibly in a sell, because that would be a continuation following the push to the downside. Okay, I'd be interested in selling that area of supply if it came up, considering how slow things are moving. Guaranteed cash up there, push through there, a sell up here in between that zone and that zone. Right now, it's no man's land. Okay, so we're waiting for this. Okay, I'll be back. Can't go to the toilet around here. Trading's just, the surf is just too crazy. So, just want to reiterate before I go to the bathroom. Just looking at the price action here, we can see that it is still bearish, and the pressure is bearish. Okay, so we saw we just pushed back up, just basic price action. Okay, so here's your supply zone. Demand became supply. We pushed down. Okay, we've come up into that area, and now we're rejecting it, and it very well looks like it's going to continue pushing back down here. Okay, not another trade that I want to take in that direction. It's not price action that's warranted to take a trade there, because it can shoot up from here. We don't know what it's going to do. All right, but if it comes down here and pushes in that area, that's where we want to get in the buy. That's going to be a beautiful buy when it comes down here. All right. If it pushes all the way back through here now to this upside, you don't want to touch it. Okay, it's going to mess with the brain. We want to take trades that aren't causing us stress or anguish. This whole point is to be very calm in our and patient in our decision making. Okay, waiting for the zone. If I told you that at a casino there were two on a roulette table, there were two squares that would give you a 90% win rate, where would you put your chips? Okay, that's the area. That's the chip there. That's the square there and the square there. That's the highest win rate square. We got a 90% win rate if we wait for these zones, and so we need to wait for these zones. Okay. Yo, here we are. All right, so we've had a flip on the parabolic SAR here at the supply zone, back at the median and a downtrend, and automation would have us sitting here with a stop order, a sell stop order. I'm going to see where we get to with this as a possible sell order. Looking at the trajectory at the moment, the way we're floating along here to the downside. Seeing how this plays out. It's not flipping immediately at the moment. So this tentative here, this is the area where I would want to enter. Okay, we're not in yet. Let's have this as a buy, a sell stop here, taking us back down to this area of supply if it is to dump through this area. Otherwise it's going to hold here, reject, continue pushing to the upside. Okay, there's a possible sell here, running off rejection here on the multiple moving average to the middle. Selling off supply here. I'm only going to get in if price comes down and smashes through that area there. Okay. Hmm?
Do you want to pull it out a little bit if you're not in yet? Like, because it looks like it's already entered.
I looked in.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, we want to be beneath this zone here of demand. It still looks pretty bullish, to be honest. What? What, mate?
Oh, it's not at all. I wanted to jump in and you're like, yep, that's a sell, good to go.
Oh, like,
I hopped in.
huh? Oh,
Yeah.
you hopped in.
I jumped in. You said,
Oh, straight away.
It said, like, you said, yep, that's a sell right there, and then it came up, yep, this is what we want.
Okay. You're
and
gonna make it. You're gonna make it, mate.
Oh, no, I might have just started laughing.
It's getting in on my impulse. I was just on the couch. We saw this trade come up. Mainly because of the price action direction we're going in, because we're pushing to the downside here. Okay, because of the angle, that's why I'm getting in there and not waiting to go up there, okay? Just because I can see we're sitting in this nice zone. It's a beautiful setup here. Okay, so you just want to be underneath this area here. Enter. I'm going to push down to the downside. Very slow grind to the upside here, and then this is the first area of take profit in the area of demand here. Second area where we could take profit if it's pushing down nicely through this area, which we may get a nice push. It's going to be there. Right. It could get all the way down there. It'd be a nice sell if it is. Otherwise, we're just going to that zone there. Yeah, mate, that's how we do it. Alright? Alright, mate?
Yeah.
That's how we make money, mate. How come the profit's fucking, what's that 1250 share?
Which what, sorry?
The 1250.
This.
Like 700, what's that? Who are you trading with? IC market.
Just take that nice scalp and be done for the day.
Are you stressing out? Are you sitting over here stressing out?
Stop us making.
Stop stressing. Stop taking my trades and stressing out, mate. On a demo. Take it, mate. Take the scalp, mate. Don't freak out, brother. Seriously, the whole point of you doing the creation stuff is that you can sit there in peace and not stress over demo trades. Here we are, streaming live, baby. We are live on YouTube, and we're having a great time here on Michael Scalping.
We're not stressed.
.com. Yeah, good times. Ready to roll, baby. It's okay, mate. $100 is better than nothing. Oh god, it's going back up. Oh god.
That's why I said should I take it down.
Could get all the way down there. I'd be
Stop us breaking. Stop stressing. Stop.
He's my boss. He's my boss, Frank. It's really nice to be in a room with somebody. It's been a lonely journey. Anyway, this thing is still punching to the upside at the moment. So no bueno on this trade here.
Are we jumping out of that now?
Yeah, cull it.
Got it?
Yeah, cut it. And like, you know, I jumped off the couch here. I was seeing this push back down here.
The camera's not on.
Oh. Lessons to learn from that experience just then are that even if this does shoot down, I acted on an impulse that I saw while watching the chart, but not. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If it goes the upper band, the sell is going to be beautiful. This still may sell off in this area, but it's not something that is conducive of feeling safe in the trade. This is the spot where the sell's beautiful. 1,000,000% will hit that, get back down to that area of supply. That area of supply will become demand, and we just want that little chunk there. Before jumping in here to this one here, we're right in the middle of the median. It does look good because of the downtrend, but having said that, it doesn't matter. Even if this does sell off, I don't want to sit through that. It's not high probability for us. Okay. What needed to happen then is it needed to sell. You guys have been in these trades when it works. It had to sell off hard like this, as it did here, right? Okay. If we come back down again and penetrate hard through that, we can get in again there, but it needs to do a double top here. Otherwise, we're waiting for this zone. The Cam's in here learning to trade while helping me run the stream and stressing over the demo trades. It's not productive, mate. It's really not what we need you to be doing, mate.
Well, I'm trying to see if you can follow along with it.
Well, yeah. This is going to work. Here we go. Look at this. That's what we want to see. Don't jump in again. Just stop. Stop. We don't need... This is you clouding my judgment.
No worries. I'm not doing anything.
You're only sitting over there like a crackhead on a $100,000 demo account. Fucking... holding the table. Are you upset you lost $100 on the demo? Because now it's coming back, mate.
No.
Here we go. Okay. That looks very, very nice for a short by the shape of what we're seeing right now. However, we aren't in the zone which we ideally would be in, but it is in line with the downtrending action that is indicative. Look at this parabolic SAR here on the 10-minute. So hypothetic price action direction is going to be like that. That's where the zone is. That's where we want to buy using a mean reversion strategy, and that's where the patience is required. Okay, but you know, hypothetically, if we break down through here, there is a short there. Highest probability regions here. Highest probability regions here. We should probably write that down. Where are you watching from, Frankie? Is that what you'd call yourself?
What is your...
You're the creator, mate. You're like in the Truman Show, the guy that sits in the moon. There you go. Say hi. Say hi to the stream.
G'day, squad. How we going?
Sitting in the corner there, stressing over demo trades. So Cammy is working with me on making the stream, and he's been trading for 4 months with some ICT guy that like basically told me to pass all of his challenge accounts in a week, and it's been 6 months. And then you ask for a refund, and he said no. Frustrating. Yeah. Just close the kitchen door. All right. It's a very boring day on the US30. My God. I think we're gonna leave it at that. I've been on stream since 8.
Yeah,
Guys, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much for being with us. I hope you've enjoyed yourselves. He has a man bun. He does yet. He does have a man bun. He has a man. I will have a man bun too soon too. Okay. Been on for 3 hours. That's a long time. Given some beautiful Beautiful guidance out. We know where to wait. We know where we need to go. Okay. And that's something you can throw in your demo account just to like rinse, repeat. Is it something that looks, it's not what we want. We want this area here and we want this area here. Yeah. So they're the zones for mean reversion, which we would wait for. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much, chat, for being here. We are coming up to 11 a.m. New York time, waiting for these spots here. So either these will come into fruition or not. Get rid of that for now. We don't need that. That's just confusing, but you know, just something a bit exciting. Let's have a look at gold before we close off here. Gold seems to be taking a turn back to the upside now, so we might eventually reach this point that we were trying to hopefully get there. The first trade, but yeah, definitely the best trade for gold was this initial long here at the open on the flip there. We had a nice 1-for-1 trade on the flip on the 1 minute there. So that was the gold trade that we took at the open, 8:30 a.m. open. Okay, US30. We had this buy through here. We did do that short live to the downside, but there hasn't been anything too amazing. This buy was too shallow for me to take, considering what had happened last week. We really want to be waiting for the bands, at least on the 1 minute time frame. Okay, I'm not too worried about. It wasn't too shy of the bands, to be honest, but like I needed to go a little bit deeper. We weren't going to have it, you know, come down here. We wanted to come down here, then we wanted to get into that, not bounce out there. It was just too shallow. The market was closed yesterday. We just haven't had any volatility today. So yeah, thanks so much, guys. We'll see you tomorrow and on Thursday. Looking forward to another session. Have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow. A great morning, great day, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you tomorrow.